So this is where your ideas sort of germinate?
Kinda, I guess. I mean, this is, like I said, if it was not here, it's usually at home. Actually, I have a little setup at home, and I do all the board layout and everything at home because it's board layout and 3D CADs on a PC, and everything else is on a Mac. So.
And then you test breadboard design type things over here, or?
Yeah, some breadboard stuff, but yeah, I mean, a lot of it does actually start on a breadboard, but actually, a lot of these things are real early stage stuff. People will probably get excited if they see it, but it's not recognizable what it is anyway. But yeah, that's where it starts, and then we usually go very quickly to boards, and I'm trying to find. Yeah, I mean, actually, yeah. We do the layout in house. These are manufactured by a company in Massachusetts that we use, and then they're stuffed and in some cases tested, in some cases programmed by a company in Simi Valley, which is about 25 miles away from us. And then we get them back, and what we do mainly here is, final assembly and test.
Right.
It's not super sexy, but it's required. These are bare boards, so stuff comes in. These may or may not be assembled, but it's like, and these are actually assembled by us. So we've actually taken these out, assembled a Gunyer multi-bit, meaning it's got a tested and programmed USB board and a tested, and looks like not yet firmware, but then these go in chassis. So but we have essentially, it depends on the complexity of the product. It's like Yggdrasils, these are actually labeled as prep, but the complexity goes up, of course. Now you've got, it's literally everything, 2 analog boards, the DSP board, everything but the USB board. They come in from our assembly house, which is in Simi Valley, California. But yeah, that's like Bifrost multi-bit boards. A lot of stuff, it basically just hangs out until we're ready to use it. Iggy USBs, Iggy front panels. But it's funny, we don't have any of the little stuff at the moment. We have some Modi multi-bits, which these are a simple board because they come to us. This is the entire unit.
So it comes to you pre-populated.
Yeah, and just dropped into a chassis. And we go from there, and that's it's pretty packed since it's a multi-bit type of product. We typically have one guy doing the smaller units, and so he'll just sit there and drop boards into boxes. No boards coming?
Not for these. There's like 1,000 of these we're going to be coming in. Only this box of 50 came in yesterday. Sometime today some more are supposed to come in. But right now, this is all we got. So I might actually have the day off.
What? Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was that?
You're prepping Modi multi-bits?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do a little bit of work on them here in this case. But this is kind of an auxiliary tech bench. Usually used for repair. Tony's bench is the main one. That's where all the programming is done. So you're hoping they're all perfect, and they're wrapped up like this. You don't know what it looks like. So you take it out and you look at it. You go, it's not yellow. It's nice and nicely grained. It's even. It's got bevels on the edges, so no one loses a finger. This is a great part. We're good. Hopefully they all look like that. And then the bigger stuff is usually done here, and we don't have a line set up. This is where an Yggdrasil will actually run down the line, and it'll start with a base and a motherboard like this, and then be built up to the end to where it ends up looking like this. Typically, we'll try to do the run, say like a week's run, and then we should be good for a while. The problem is keeping them in stock because the availability of some of the decks are pretty low, especially the Iggy product.
You mean the chips come on the board, right?
Just to get it to this point, I mean, there's actually the whole control board, the shield, the output board. This whole assembly has to be done and assembled on the front panel, before we do anything else. So we got a bunch of them ready to roll. There we go. So, and this is the essentially listening check or sound check. So everything is listened to.
So every single product you make?
Every single product we make, because even though, at Tony's bench we can do instrumented test, and upstairs or at the shop, at the board house, we can actually do, automated test, where it's like pass, fail, THD, blah, blah, blah. But the problem with the automated test is it doesn't tell you, like, if you turn up the volume pot, is it scratchy? What does it sound like? What does it feel? Does it feel weird? So actually we go and listen, check everything. Everything's graded into A or B. If we have B stock, it's sold a little less, which means you'll usually have a mark on it, or it's a return, from somebody. And it looks like right now we're neck deep in Modi 2, or actually Modi multibits. Yeah. Wow, that's a lot of Modi multibits actually. But we also have Bill who does the testing on the bigger units, the Iggy's and Ragnaroks and stuff. Anything, if we need speakers, we have speakers. He's our, I guess you're a resident audiophile.
Audio enthusiast.
Okay.
No one likes to be referred to themselves as an audiophile ever, do they? Because it has so many negative connotations, right? Because you've been to shows and you don't want to be associated with the guy with the
I don't want to be that guy.
We got Jotunheim's burning out. And actually, we don't have a lot of other stuff. We got Jotunheim. Jotunheim's and the Asgard 2s, things like that, or one day.
Yeah.
Minimum, meaning sometimes they just get left on there for a while. For Iggy and Ragnarok, they're 4 days minimum, and sometimes very infrequently they get left on there longer than that, just because we're usually in back order. But
and you test them either side of the burn-in.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, finished.
This is finished goods.
Yeah, and we've just built it out so it'll hold a bit more. Pretty much, I think everything's on the shelf now. It's just some of them might be real thin. Yeah. In fact, we even got a decent amount of Jotunheims on the shelf, and Valhalla 2s. They're always popular. Asgard 2s. And the little guys. Some of them will be packed up. Like some of them are actually in boxes, ready to go. Like this stuff. If it's multi-bit weirds, the smaller stuff, a lot of it will be just packed and ready to go, so we can just ship it immediately. And if not, it'll be overflow stock over here. Anything that's B stock is tagged as B stock in a nice big identifiable manner. So if you buy B stock, you save a little bit of money. And then everything just gets packed up and shipped out either via FedEx or UPS. And we have actually extra stock. Sometimes if we get extra time, we'll box up things and just keep extra stock, out here instead of in finished goods. What takes up an incredible amount of room is stuff like actually packaging. I mean, there's a ton of cardboard here. Not very exciting, but yeah.
So you're going to move into here next year?
Yeah, actually, we're kind of moved in right now because it's storage for chassis. But yeah, we've actually got a reasonable amount of space still here to expand, and then we're going to expand into the offices as soon as we're subleasing this from these guys, and then they're subleasing from us. Then there's some weird overlap thing, and then we get this, and then we get our listing room. We get more tech area. Once we're done, it's 12,700.
Compared to the size of your garage when you first started.
Well, we had at the max we had one car space, 150 square feet. We moved out of the garage in like late 2011, early 2012.
Right.
We had 1,000 square feet then we upped that to 1,800, then we went to 5,300, then we went to 8,500, and this is like 12.7. So something like that.